Myanmar's government says a militant group they call Aka Mujahideen is responsible for an attack on a police border post in Rakhine State. 9 police officers were killed in the assault last Sunday. Myanmar security forces are looking for the attackers in towns across Rakhine State. Hundreds of people have died in violence between Rohingya Muslims and Buddhists in the state since 2012. Let's get a little more on this story. We're joined now by Phil Robertson. He's the Deputy Asia Director of Human Rights Watch. Many thanks for joining us, Phil. So what do you make of these conclusions by the military that these attacks are by Islamic militants linked to Rohingyas?
Well, we are still investigating this situation. We've seen the tapes as well as everyone else. It's very possible that there could be a militant group that has come up, but so far, most of the people in the military and the government have been blaming a group called the Rohingya Solidarity Organization, or the RSO, which is a familiar boogeyman, an organization that the government has claimed over the years was involved in attacks, even though there's been no evidence of this. We're concerned that there has also been significant retaliation by government security forces against civilians in the townships of around Mongdal where these attacks took place, and that there's a long record of abusive action against civilians by the Burmese army that we're seeing playing out now as they search for these group of people who they claim have done this violence against these police posts.
I think it's fair to say that many believe that the Buddhist majority in Rakhine has long oppressed the Rohingyas. Do you think it's the victims of that now starting to fight back?
Well, we're concerned that this is the beginning of a new wave of violence. It's entirely possible. We're not going to discount anything, and certainly we condemn the attacks against those border police posts that did take place. The problem is that there's been no effective investigation by the government and the security forces. What we're getting is information that comes out in press conferences or online that don't show any sort of dedication to a professional investigation that's transparent and fact-based. Rather, that there's a sort of continued supposition based on the idea that perhaps the RSO is involved in this as some sort of terrorist group. We would urge the Myanmar authorities to really get to the bottom of this, but also to ensure that human rights abuses don't occur as part of an ongoing crackdown trying to track down the people responsible for these attacks.
Many outside Myanmar have criticised Aung San Suu Kyi for failing to speak up for the Rohingyas. She recently appointed Kofi Annan to oversee this issue. Do you think that is the way forward? Has that made any difference?
Well, we think it's the beginning of a process. This is going to be a year-long process where the Kofi Annan Commission is going to be looking at all aspects of development, human rights, and reconciliation in Rakhine State. Incidents like this threaten to derail progress, and we think that while Aung San Suu Kyi has appointed this commission, she so far has ducked the larger issue of whether the Rohingya are citizens in Burma, and clearly they are, and they need to be extended citizenship, and there needs to be an end to discriminatory treatment against them.
Okay, Phil, I appreciate your time. Phil Robertson, Deputy Asia Director of Human Rights Watch.